We didn't think this was real, but Antonio Brown is making an NFL comeback with the Baltimore Ravens. The question is, do the Ravens even know about this? The former superstar has decided to return to the game he loves, and it seems like he's turning his life around. His rap career must not have worked out. Antonio Brown was once one of the most talented and sought-after players in the league, but he soon became a liability after a series of controversies and incidents. In this script, we'll look at his rise and fall, what happened during his troubled times, and how he's getting back on track to make a comeback in the NFL. We see news clips of Antonio Brown arguing with coaches, getting arrested, and causing trouble. Antonio Brown was once considered one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. However, his career took a downward spiral in recent years as he got into many controversies on and off the field. In this flashback, we'll look at some news clips documenting Antonio Brown's downfall. The first clip shows Brown arguing with his then Pittsburgh Steelers teammate Ben Roethlisberger during a game in 2018. The two were seen exchanging heated words on the sideline, and Brown was visibly upset. While this incident may have seemed like a typical argument between teammates, it was just the beginning of a string of controversies involving Brown. In another clip, Brown was seen throwing furniture off the balcony of his Florida apartment in 2018. The incident led to a lawsuit against Brown, as one of the items he threw narrowly missed a young child below. Brown was also charged with felony burglary and battery in connection with the incident, although the charges were later dropped. Perhaps the most significant controversy involving Brown was his feud with the Oakland Raiders in 2019. Brown was traded to the team from the Steelers, but he quickly became a headache for Raiders management. Brown missed several practices and meetings and was eventually fined for missing a mandatory team meeting. He also got into a heated argument with Raiders general manager Mike Mayock, which led to Brown's release from the team. Following his release from the Raiders, Brown signed with the New England Patriots, but his time there was short-lived. Just 11 days after signing with the team, Brown was released following allegations of sexual assault and misconduct. Brown was accused of 3 separate incidents of sexual assault and rape, and he was also accused of sending threatening text messages to one of his accusers. But now, after all that, Antonio Brown is making a comeback, and he's doing it with the Baltimore Ravens. Act 1. The Rise and Fall of Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's rise to the top of the NFL was nothing short of remarkable. He was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2010, and it didn't take him long for him to make a name for himself. He quickly became one of the league's most explosive players with his speed, agility, and precision. His hard work and dedication paid off as he set multiple records and became the first player in NFL history with 6 consecutive seasons of at least 100 receptions. In 2018, Brown led the league with 15 touchdown receptions, making him one of the most valuable players in the NFL, but it was also the beginning of his downfall. That year, Brown had a falling out with the Steelers and requested a trade. He was then traded to the Oakland Raiders, but his time with the team was short-lived. Brown had several off-the-field incidents, including a heated altercation with the team's general manager, and was released before he could play a single regular season game. In September 2019, Brown signed a 1-year deal with the New England Patriots, hoping to revive his career. However, he was released after just 1 game amid allegations of sexual misconduct and threats against a woman who had accused him of misconduct. Act 2. What happened to Antonio Brown? It soon became apparent that Antonio Brown was dealing with personal issues affecting his behavior on and off the field. Brown was facing legal issues, including allegations of sexual assault and battery that further compounded his problems. In addition to his legal issues, Brown was dealing with mental health problems, which led to erratic behavior and a string of outbursts on social media and in public. His behavior on social media was alarming, and he was known for publicly criticizing former teammates and coaches, which damaged his reputation and the team's morale. In retrospect, it's clear that Antonio Brown was going through a tough time, and his erratic behavior was a cry for help. His personal life was also in turmoil, with a bitter divorce and custody battle adding to his stress. Brown was also coping with a recent car accident that resulted in several injuries, further hampering his ability to play football. Act 3. Antonio Brown's Road to Redemption. Over the past few years, Antonio Brown has been working hard to address his issues and get his life back on track. He's been seeking professional help for his mental health problems, and his recent behavior suggests that he's making progress. Brown's been training tirelessly to get back in shape and prove to his doubters that he still has what it takes to play in the NFL. He's been working with a personal trainer, improving his conditioning, and refining his skills as a wide receiver. After a few false starts, Brown's finally found a new team. The Baltimore Ravens have signed him to a 1-year deal, and he's ready to prove himself on the field again. Brown's been keeping his head down and focusing on his training, determined to show the world that he's still one of the best wide receivers in the game. Despite his tumultuous past, many people in the NFL still believe in Antonio Brown's talent and potential. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has publicly praised Brown's work ethic and dedication, and head coach John Harbaugh has expressed confidence in Brown's ability to contribute to the team. But Brown's return to the NFL is not without controversy. Some fans and critics believe his past behavior should disqualify him from playing in the league again, while others argue that everyone deserves a second chance. Act 4. Why the Baltimore Ravens? So why did Antonio Brown choose the Baltimore Ravens for his comeback? There are a few reasons. First, the Ravens are one of the best teams in the league, with a talented roster and a winning culture. Brown likely sees this as an opportunity to win a Super Bowl ring and cement his legacy as one of the greats. Second, the Ravens have a strong and supportive locker room culture, which could benefit Brown as he works to rebuild his reputation and establish himself as a reliable teammate. Ravens players have openly welcomed Brown, expressing excitement about playing alongside him. Finally, the Ravens have a history of taking chances on talented players with troubled pasts and have a track record of helping them turn their careers around. The team successfully worked with players like Ray Lewis and Michael Vick, who had their issues, and helped them become better people and players. Antonio Brown's comeback story is about perseverance, determination, and redemption. After a tumultuous few years, he's ready to prove himself on the field again with the support of his new team, the Baltimore Ravens. Brown's journey's been difficult, but it's clear that he's been working hard to address his personal issues and get his life back on track. While some may still doubt his ability to make a successful comeback, it's clear that he's got the talent and drive to succeed. Football fans should all be rooting for Antonio Brown's success, not just because he's a talented athlete, but because his story is a reminder that everyone deserves a second chance, and that anyone can overcome their past and achieve greatness with hard work and dedication.